everybody. Very good afternoon. I'm Alvin. I'm from Singapore and one of the founding distributor of the Singapore company called Avita. Today, I'd like to kind of share some ideas and insights on 17 years of our business and advocating wellness, preventive wellness especially. But before I start, I would just like to say a big thank you to the organization and especially Dr. Rylan for his warm invitation. Now, there is a Chinese old saying, 生老病死. All humans will go through these 4 stages, must go through these 4 stages. First and foremost, you're born, which is in an instant, and then you grow old for a long time, and then you fall sick for some time, hopefully not too long, and then finally you die. In Avita, our vision is to challenge this notion, age-old notion. And we hope to either take away the getting sick portion. If cannot be, then at least we reduce it to the minimum. So Avita's vision is to reduce that portion of getting sick. We all know prevention is better than cure. 200-300 years ago, 1800, life expectancy on planet Earth is only 31 years old. Now, 1800 is a long time ago. Let's just look at 100 years ago, which means for most of us will be either our parents or our grandparents' era. 100 years ago, human life expectancy was only 50 years old. Today, it is 73. For Philippines, it is 72.9. Today in Singapore, it's 83. Japanese live longer. Japanese is about 85. And that is the average lifespan. Just 100 years ago, humanity had never known much about old age problem. But today and going forward, the longevity economy is going to stretch us into an era that none of us have threaded before. Over the next 30 years, most of us will still be alive because we are climbing into a 100-year lifespan in time to come. But while we are living longer, the world is not producing enough babies. And therefore, it gets into a very interesting situation called the fast aging population the world over. Just by 2050, in Asia alone, people of the age 60 and above is going to climb from 700 million to 1.3 billion. 1.3 billion is almost like the whole of China population. And that is a situation that humanity has never experienced before in our history. We all know Japan is an aged population now. We also know that Singapore, Taiwan, Korea are considered aged populations. Philippines, there's good news and there's bad news. Which one do you hear first? You all like to hear good news first, huh? Okay, I tell you the good news first, okay? The good news is Philippines will not be an aged population until 2030. Now I give you the bad news. Okay, in a connected world today, everything that happens somewhere else in the world, and the world aging is everywhere around Asia as well as in Europe and America as well. It is going to impact on the Philippines. Why? Because there's going to be a squeeze of healthcare professionals. One thing that's amazing is that Philippines is already the world's largest exporter of nurses. You know that. As of 2020, you have 240,000 nurses that are trained here but exported to all over the world. However, by 2030, your government has projected that there will be a shortfall of 250,000 nurses for the Philippines. And while you can train more nurses and more doctors as well, there's going to be a big demand from all the countries around the world, especially Japan, including Singapore, Taiwan, Korea, and all, and Europe especially, that is going to draw all the resources out because they are in a far more serious aging population situation compared to the Philippines here. So I have been speaking and advocating an enlargement of the concept of medical care. I think today we have to prepare for ourselves for the eventual acceleration of the longevity economy, to expand the concept of medical care into the concept of wellness care. And wellness comprises of two components. It's not just about keeping people or the patient alive, i.e. extending their lifespan. But I think more importantly, like many speakers have talked about today, it is about health span, or the quality of health span. And health span has three-legged component. Number one is a physical care, the physical health. Second is a cognitive health, which is neurological. And third is emotional health. Now, the first two, however, physical health as well as cognitive health, unfortunately, will definitely decline as we age. There's no question about that. Emotional health is not directly linked to being older. However, if you are older and you are weaker physically, and you are also cognitively suffering, it can't be that you are emotionally well as well. So this is the healthcare regime that we are talking about. And in Avita, we are advocating these 4 stages of healthcare. When we are healthy, we should be advocating preventive care. Do you agree? But on the other hand, if you are sick, then you are needing curative care, which is the area of your specialty in the medical world. And what you want to do is really to treat them fast and put them into a restorative regime, restorative care area. You want them to help to restore them to health level and then put them back into preventive care. So these 4 stages are what we all got to be expanding our medical care concepts to embrace the end-to-end preventive, back to preventive. And in our company, where we provide tools for preventive care solution is in these 3 areas. Preventive care, curative-wise, we need your help. And then when you come to restorative, we can help with our tool called CELERGEN. And finally, back to preventions, again, CELERGEN. So what is CELERGEN? I would like to share with you what are CELERGENs, what is it made of, and how it can benefit all of us. Number 1, it was launched in 2009, way back 15 years ago, using Swiss technology. So this is a Swiss formulation which is acquired by the Singapore company, and we launch it worldwide, and we are selling it worldwide as well. We are very happy that we have gained a reputation called the Rolls-Royce of the supplements. Yeah. So I would like you to sit back and just use a video, which is sight and sound more interesting, to give you an idea of what are the key benefits of CELERGEN. Let me just introduce a little bit because it's a Singapore company. We are formed in 2007, which is 17 years ago. And we provide preventive wellness solutions to the world. And we market it and distribute it worldwide using the network marketing system. So we welcome anyone to join us as either a consumer or to partake in the distributions of our product all over the world. Now, at the moment now, we are into 10 countries, starting from Singapore. We have grown from Singapore into Malaysia, Taiwan, Japan, Australia, and then we came into Philippines, and then Indonesia, Hong Kong, Thailand, and the newest country that we are in now is actually in Cambodia. But Avita really has a very niche range of preventive wellness solutions. But I'm not going to talk anything about other than just CELERGEN in this short little lecture here. When we are talking about cell therapy or cell nutrition, we are looking at enhancing the quality of our cells. We all know that there are about 100 trillion cells in our body. Diseases comes by the thousands of names. But as doctor, we know that whatever diseases that you can call it, at the end of the day, it is down to the disease of only one thing. Some cells in our body are not functioning too well. Yeah? If you have kidney issue, it's probably your kidney cells are not functioning. If you have immune problem, autoimmune issues, it is your immune cells that are not functioning. If you have dementia or neurological problem, then it could be that because your neuron cells are suffering. Why cells get sick in the first place? Well, genetic predisposition aside, we are looking at only two main things. Either the cells are being toxified, in other words, poisoned, or they are malnourished, deficient. So we also know that free radicals is a very, very big enemy to all our cells and cellular activity. Any form of oxidative stress is like rusting from inside out within our body, and that's really bad news, right? CELERGEN works at 3 levels. Okay, you can call it a 3-layer of defense. So when CELERGEN gets in for the prevention of cellular deterioration, for the healthy cells, what we want is to provide lots of antioxidant, which is in the CELERGEN, to help to protect the healthy cell from being oxidized, remove the free radicals. And for the cells that are damaged, they're suffering, they're malfunctioning, they're not maybe functioning at 100%, but at 60%. CELERGEN actually provides the very small bioactive ingredients as building blocks for the cell to utilize and allow them to actually repair themselves. And finally, cells are like human, right? They grow, they born, they die, and then mitosis, and then the cell divide, and then you have daughter cells. The question is, are the daughter cells healthier than the mama cells? And so what we want is to make sure that the future generation of cells divisions are healthier and make even healthier than the old generation cell. And so that is one way that the Swiss technology, help all of us to slow down the aging, right? So we can't turn around our chronological clock, but we can slow down our aging from inside out. Our bio-age can get younger and younger in that sense. So cell therapy 1, 2, 3 is described basically in a layman term as this. When CELERGEN gets into our body system, it kickstarts 3-step process. Number 1, it intercepts and prevents further cellular degeneration. Number 2, it gets into a repair and maintenance mode. And finally, it gets into a rebuilding and regenerative phase that will help to elevate the cells upward. So what is the advantage of this? Now, all these informations are just information. Does it work? I've kind of picked this particular picture because it was a record all the way from 11 years ago. So Lady A and Lady B. Dr. Randy, could you just give a guess? Lady A and Lady B.
55.
55? Same, 55. Very good guess, yeah? How about Dr. Bonifacio? Lady A, 52. Lady B? 48. This lady here, I'm going to, besides asking the man, I'm going to ask the lady also. 56. 60. Very good guess. Okay, all wrong. Okay, Lady A was 57 way back in 2013. This picture was taken in 2013, 11 years ago. Lady B, 75. Mrs. Yo, Lady B, Mrs. Yo has been taking CELERGEN since the day CELERGEN was launched in 2009. Lady A, virgin at that point, hasn't taken anything yet. Now, this picture was taken just using a handphone in my office, and 4 months later, you could see that Lady A has a change in her overall well-being. She looks healthier. This is the effect of cell therapy. This is the effect of CELERGEN. Now, let's put Lady A aside for the time being. Let's look at Mrs. Yo, 75-year-old Mrs. Yo in 2013, and trace the development till today. How about that? Okay, so this was a picture taken during the COVID time in 2022. 2023, last year, in my office, yeah? And recently, during our friend's wedding dinner. Do you see the difference? Actually, to me, not much difference, actually. Yeah, it's like frozen, you know. And back to Lady A. After Lady A experienced the goodness herself, she gave it to her mother. Her mother was, at that point in time, even older than Mrs. Yo. The age was 88 years old at that point in time. She wasn't well. She was not too well, not health-wise. Physical health, as well as cognitive health. 2 years later, she has a different life force beaming out of her eyes. Same pair of spectacles, but different life force. I show this because if your parents are still alive, you know, this is the best gift for them. So this is my parents. My father is 87-year-old, and he's been on CELERGEN for 15 years as well. So today, just 2 months ago in September, I was giving a talk in Bangkok about the longevity economy, and my wife sent me this video. So I showed in Bangkok. I'm going to show it here as well. So this is my father, okay, 87. He takes a walk with the helper holding hand. My mom always say that he has a new girlfriend now. Okay, for 1 hour every morning. And every day, afternoon at 2 o'clock, he will do this exercise. So this is what I truly meant when I say that we all cannot control the fact that we are all going to grow old. But we can slow down aging with today's advanced biotechnology. We can do something, thank you, yeah, we can do something to prevent ourselves from getting sick too early. And my father amusingly always joked with us. He said to us that, look, I'm coming of age, I'm really getting on, I'll die soon, right? But till the very last breath, his wish is to be mobile, to be cognitive-wise. He wants to have good health, good thinking. His brain is sharp like a bird because he still can play mobile phone. Is born, grow old. When the time comes, just die. How do you like that? Then we celebrate life, okay? And mourn death less, okay? So this is CELERGEN. I use these older folks as an example. Not that CELERGEN are meant for older people. Because older folks means older cells, yeah? Like old car. It's more expensive to maintain old cars, right? If CELERGEN can help to rejuvenate and repair and help to elevate the status of cellular health at the older age people, it can help everybody. So the question is, why is it so effective? Now I want to come back to the science of it, because it's a medical conference. Number one, is because it has a synergistic formulation concocted by the Swiss. What's the famous dish? Passit, is it? So I gave the same ingredient of passit to this gentleman. But I gave the same ingredient to a famous chef. Do you think they can cook the same dish? Not possible. right? Because the famous chef would know how to concoct it, the right place, right amount at the right time to whip out a good dish. So it's the same here, right? Synergistic formula. And the main ingredient is drawn from the bioactive DNA of deep sea marine ocean fish that are harvested from off the coast of France. But the whole formulation is manufactured over in Switzerland. So you have got a good raw material. What is very important is the extraction process. And that is the number 2 reason why it is so effective. Number 2 reason is that it uses a proprietary co-extraction technology. Heat, of course, is a cheaper and more efficient way of extracting stuff from raw material, but it will change the bioavailability and the biostructure of all forms of protein. So co-extraction technology is a more expensive, more sophisticated way, but it's absolutely necessary to make sure that we maintain the raw bioavailability and bioactivity of CELERGEN. Number 3 has got to do with delivery mechanism. Now you have got a good stuff that is encapsulated in the capsule, but the question is whether or not it can enter into your body and it get absorbed into your bloodstream. Of course, the most effective way is to inject. That is the best. So many of the cell therapy practitioner uses injection because it goes direct into the bloodstream. In our technology, the way it's encapsulated is within an enteric coating. And we all know enteric coating means that it can withstand the high acidic environment of the stomach. And upon entering into the intestine, which is slightly different in a pH level, the enteric coating will dissolve and then releasing the ingredient for direct absorption. So all the ingredients that's encapsulated in there are already pre-digested. So it enters in your bloodstream very quickly and it travels to wherever your body determines the most urgent place for repair and rebuilding. Now, that well said and done, but we feel that for a Swiss product, it requires very, very high level of accreditation and certifications. So in the middle here, you see that the French certification of the raw material ingredient, the quality of it, and then of course, the manufacturing, the process of CGMP as well as ISO are really important. And upon manufacturing the product, the certification by the Swiss inspections and the safety board and all are equally important. So this is the reason why CELERGEN has got that kind of effectiveness. Now, next is that when cells are enhanced, suddenly you may find that you can hit the golf ball further. For those of you who are runner, you will find that you can run faster. For the athletes, they are worried. They are worried because they are worried whether there is some form of stimulant or performance enhancement drug that's in there. As a result, we send our CELERGEN, every batch of it, because behind the box, you'll find that there is this sticker. We are given this sticker only after every batch that comes out from the Swiss factory, we require to send to US for certification, for testing. Only after that, then you'll get the banned substances control group. This is a world anti-doping body to certify that CELERGEN is drug-free. It's a natural food supplement. We are very proud that after 3 long years of very hard work getting the certification over in China, finally we are awarded the little blue hat logo. And we are the first cellular supplements to be awarded this blue hat for China. So this box is designed specifically for China distribution. And of course, we are very proud to say that we have got the FDA Philippines certification as well. Yeah. Now, I know that many medical professionals, you want to see clinical trial and reports and all that. If you are interested, you can take a snapshot of this and you can go in and see many of the clinical trial and tests. Some of the samplings are like hundreds of people, thousands of people contributing to all these clinical tests. But today I want to talk about a few important findings from a few other clinical trials that are not in this. Now, one of the things that cell therapy product strike a concern are people like me. My mother died of cancer when she was 33 years old, when I was 7 years old. So I know from very young that in my genetic predisposition, there is a propensity for cancer development. So if you're going to take a cell enhancement nutrition, will it enhance the cancer cell and make it more dangerous? So way back in early 2010s, the company commissioned a series of studies. And it is not done in Switzerland, it's done independently in another country. In this case, this particular report is done in Italy. All these clinical trial reports are published in renowned medical journals, so you can actually download them from the internet. Now, this particular report is very interesting because it tested the effect of CELERGEN on human liver cancer cells. Now, we all know that liver cancer and pancreatic cancer are very, very difficult to treat. Now, CELERGEN by no means is not a drug, it's not a cure for cancer, but let's take a look at what are some of the findings. Number one, it was found that CELERGEN can significantly inhibit the proliferation of the liver cancer cell. Now, that is good news by 73%. It means that if there are cancer cells present in our body, the proliferation, the spread, the metastasis will be limited with the help of CELERGEN. That's one good news. Another good news, CELERGEN could actually stimulate epigenetically to encourage a cancer cell to die naturally, hypothesis. And that is great news, 25 to 30%. So it becomes an important reminder to me that for me, actually in everybody, there's cancer cell present. And if there is a natural way to tell the cancer cells to die naturally, that's a mighty good news. Another good news here. CELERGEN is able to enable the p53 tumor suppressor protein to actually activate the p21 gene expression. Now we know that p21 gene expression, when it goes up, it is great news because it can then help to maintain healthy cells and prevent any of these healthy cells from mutating or evolving into a cancer cell. So p21 gene expression is a mighty good news for everybody, whether you are healthy or not healthy. Next is that it can actually cause cancer cells to die through ER. And that is good, through GADD153 gene expression. So we want this gene expression to go up as well because it can remind the cells that if it's able to fix itself, it repairs itself. If it's unable to fix it, it dies naturally. So these are all some of that findings from this one particular report. And the final outcome that I want to highlight out is on the oncogene CMYC. We all know that CMYC is a manifestation directly or indirectly impacting on lymphoma, breast cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer. So if we can suppress the gene expression of CMYC, it is also another mighty good news. So we did not do the test only on human liver cancer cell. We also did it on pancreatic cancer cell, the very cancer that killed Steve Jobs, the famous Steve Jobs. So what is the outcome of that? The outcome of that is that it could actually help with lessening the IL-6, the interleukin-6, another protein that will help the tumor to not progress, and better still, it helps the high aggressive pancreatic cancer to become less activated. And that is good news because it will allow doctors to actually provide a better, or rather enhance the treatment of cancer treatment to the patient as well. So this is interesting because it actually helps with people who are undergoing cancer treatment as well. So way back in 2014, we have one of the first few cases, and this is Amy Chong from Malaysia. She's an international kindergarten education director. At that point in time, she was found to have a very aggressive form of breast cancer. And she started a chemotherapy after mastectomy, and she also started on CELERGEN, just one a day to enhance the cancer treatment. And 14 months later, she was pronounced cancer-free. And till today, again, I kind of trace how she looks and how she feels from 17, 18, 2019 and 2022, this during the COVID days. And she's due to come back to Singapore for her annual checkup very, very soon. So CELERGEN has many usage in enhancing the cellular level of health. And this is also very interesting because I think there are many dermas here, right? And skin photo aging is a big concern today, especially with the climate change. It's getting hotter, the UV light is going to be more intensified. This report also is very interesting. It says that CELERGEN is able to provide a significant protection against UV irradiations. Okay, the detail I will not bore you. I just want to highlight to you that there are such informations, and if you are keen to find out more, later on, you could just come to our booth and we can give you all the information for your own evaluation and see if you can provide an enhanced level of medical and patient care to your subject as well. And that is the reason why in Philippines for the last 10 years, we have many doctors that embrace using CELERGEN not only for themselves, but also helping with their patient care as well. This is Dr. Lucero, a famous plastic surgeon. And of course, we have Dr. Diona here. Could you just stand out and wave? This is Dr. Diona, yeah, one of my pioneer leader and doctor and the distributor of CELERGEN that has made an impact on so many friends and patients of hers. And that is orthopedic Dr. Ben. And there are many more, yeah. You want to find out more, you can come and meet with us. We can introduce some of the Philippine doctors to you. I'll just highlight a couple of things here. Now, there are many diseases that have got known or uncertain cure or treatment. Yeah, lupus is one of them. It's a very troubling and a very devastating autoimmune issues. This lady is in the US, one of our customers in the US, and she has benefited from CELERGEN as well. Now, CELERGEN is not a treatment for lupus. I want to say it out loud and clear here. Yeah, but CELERGEN is able to elevate the cellular health level, and as a result of that, it has a positive impact on her lupus condition. Not only lupus, this is a dear friend of mine, his brother, at 74 years old, regularly has gout attack. Whenever gout is triggered by all the rich food, right? And after CELERGEN, he never get any more gout attack. And that is the beauty of it. Even though he was naughty, yeah, in eating some of the food that he wasn't supposed to eat, yeah, but it has helped the brother to be more gout resistant in that sense, yeah. And this is very interesting. This is Mr. Tan Meng Hao. Okay, that is me with him in my office. Now, way back in 2009, he was hired to translate the information data from the Swiss laboratory in English into Chinese. And at that point in time, he had a vitiligo problem. His skins are all turning white, right? And he has been undergoing treatment at the National Skin Center, which is a renowned skin center in Asia. But there was no cure. There was no improvement at all. In fact, the doctor who treated him told him, which made him really angry, and told him that, look, why don't you just be content with it? There's no cure. Just be Singapore's Michael Jackson. When he was translating the information of CELERGEN from English to Chinese, he saw that maybe CELERGEN could help him. So he started taking CELERGEN. Now, it wasn't an overnight improvement. You can see that his hand in 2010, and then very gradually improved to 2018. And today, and this was a picture taken just a couple of months ago in my office, if you meet him on the street, if you don't scrutinize the hand, you will not know that he was a vitiligo patient. Or he's still a vitiligo patient in that sense. But everything else is it looks normal now. In other words, the melanocyte, the cells that produce a pigment under the skin, somehow is awakened or has improved, in other words, yeah, in producing back the pigment in that sense. So this is another very happy that we could help people like that who he was not able to help by the doctor in Singapore Skin Center. This is another dear friend of mine, and this story has a very interesting origins emanating from Philippines actually. Dr. Diona's mother was down with heart failure, and it was CELERGEN who kind of like gave her another breath of life. And I was in Philippines and I made a video recording of Dr. Diona sharing about her mother's recovery. Don Fu, who was a retired president and CEO of a Japanese MNC company, at that point in time, his heart valve was deteriorating. So the doctor told him that, look, we have to undergo the final test. If the test is not good, we'll have to change your heart valve. And he was very worried because he had a friend, same age at that point in time, 66-year-old, who went into the operating theater for heart valve change, but didn't come out. So naturally, he was very worried for his condition. When he saw Dr. Diona's video, he called me. He said, Alvin, do you think that there's a chance for me to prevent this heart valve operation? I say, I have no experience with your heart valve things. Let's give it a try. Thankfully, when he went for the final test, which is here, you could see the picture right in the middle, the doctor says that your marker has improved. Why don't we put off the operation for 6 months? And then he kept putting off for 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. Only 6 years later, at the age of 72, he went for the heart valve operation to replace his heart valve. And the doctor says that amazingly, all your data, at 72, you are healthier than you were at 66. And within 2 weeks of the heart valve change, he was up and about and fully recovered. And this is I wouldn't say a miracle, but this is how I think embracing cellular augmentations as a preventive and restorative treatment regime can actually enhance and help more people to slow down aging. So that as the longevity economy progresses, when there are more and more older people, we don't get so many older patients as well. And this is where I think expanding the medical care into embracing the entire wellness care, embracing the health span rather than just looking at lifespan, is something that is really critically important. CELERGEN is not only for the people who are not well. Actually, CELERGEN, the best time to take CELERGEN is when you are well, when you are healthy. Take it as a preventive measure. So these are some of the CEOs and former CEOs who are really enjoying life in their height of their career as well as after retirement. Now, do you notice one of the co-founder of your organization, PAMS, here? I've been counting the number of times she has to bounce up and down to award the souvenirs to all the speakers, And yesterday when I met her, pink of health, I think to me, she is the role model of health span. Do you all agree? Can we invite Dr. Cruz to wave hello to everyone of them here? Dr. Cruz has been on CELERGEN for 7 years. And I heard last night during the get-together that she was dancing and doing catwalk on stage as well. Would you all like to see her dancing on stage now? No, don't do that to her, come on. But Dr. Cruz, I'm so happy to see you again. This picture was taken way back in 2018 when she came to Singapore and had fun with us. It was a treasure hunt event where we had to run around the whole island of Singapore. Frankly, many of us were a little bit worried for Dr. Cruz. But I tell you one thing, that day she cruises, really true to her name, she cruises through the whole island like a little teenager. Well done, Dr. Cruz. Dietary supplement today is very different from the past. It's not just vitamin and mineral and all. It is extraction of very, very minute peptides, amino, protein that makes a big difference in the overall health and wellness of us. It's not just a medicine, it is a preventive food dietary supplement. So if we can use food to help us to prevent illness, I think that is the highest order of prevention is better than cure. So this industry is going through the roof, not because of marketing. It is the real needs of the longevity economy. And I hope that we all embrace it and see if we can do something together, collaborate, and make more people healthier. All right? So I wish for all of us here that you let your CELERGEN story begin today. I promise Dr. Ryland that we are going to give something special to all the PAMS members. So we have very special promotions for all of you. And if you want to take part in it, and you want to try it, you just walk straight out of the door. Our booth is right there, okay? You can meet with Dr. Diona here. Max there. Max, could you stand up and wave and that there? So these are all my partners, local partners over here in the Philippines. And thanks to them, through them, we have made impact on many OFW all over the world and also many friends across the world. Yeah, so hopefully you will enjoy the goodness and the benefits of it. Now, we are feeling very generous, and Dr. Ryland said we should do something fun for all of you as well. So we are thinking of giving away some free CELERGEN to some of you. How about that? You want it? Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah? Thank you. Salamat.